mashup of chili rellenos and leftover turkey. I char up some poblanos. Poblanos are mild to moderate heat level. They're not too spicy. And when I say char, if you have a gas top stove, I literally just throw them on a burner. You can also, if you have an electric stove, turn your broiler on high, leave the oven door just ajar a bit to allow the steam to escape, and char them evenly on both sides as if you were making roasted red peppers. I use a paper towel to just help me wipe that away so that the black charred skin doesn't get into your nail beds. I split them from top to bottom. I leave the stem attached because it's pretty when you fill them. And just scoop out the seeds with a teaspoon. And you have these little pepper boats, okay? Then we take white meat, dark meat turkey, shred it up, chop it up, however you like. This is a smoky Chipotle polenta. The pan that I cook the polenta in, I start with bacon. And when that renders, I take that out of the pan, and then you can make the polenta literally right in the same skillet. The polenta, I also put a little bit of onion and garlic into the pan. And once the polenta masses or gets to thicken up like this, I season it with Chipotle Tabasco and a little combination of smoked sweet paprika or pimenton and ground cumin. Then I slide the bacon back in. I agree. And this is a lot of turkey. I think this is a little more than we need. But you put in as much turkey as you'd like. I just try and kind of eyeball it. Well, that looks like about 6 peppers worth. And you combine all this. You do want it kind of cool enough for you to sort of maneuver and handle, because you have to fill the peppers, of course. So then you take your pepper boat and fill its belly. Yeah, I know. With all the turkey and the polenta and the bacon. Yummy, yum. And you just keep going till you fill the entire dish. And sometimes I put, just to keep this nice and moist while it's in the oven, just a splash of broth or stock on the bottom. And then I hit it with cheddar and pepper jack cheese. I know. So hit it with your cheese. Carefully place this in the oven, basically to melt and brown the cheese and just heat that back through. I always do make my own green sauce, though, the Salsa Verde, because I like to leave a lot of the char on. It's 1 onion, 4 fat cloves of garlic, 2 jalapeno peppers. I leave the seeds in because my husband and I like spicy food. If you want it to be less spicy, of course, you remove the insides of a chili pepper. It makes it less spicy. And some tomatillos, 8 large or 12 to 14 if they're running real small. All that goes into your food processor. You just char it under the broiler, just like we did with the peppers. Salt and pepper, of course. Fat squish of lime. Little drizzle of honey. Color is equal to flavor in honey. So the lighter the honey, the more innocuous or neutral the flavor. Sprinkle in a bit of cumin. And you could make a vegetarian version of this, just don't use up your leftover turkey, obviously, it's delicious. And if you had corn in any way, shape, or form on Thanksgiving, you could throw those whole kernels or charred. Sometimes we throw corn on the grill if the weather's permitting. And charred corn in this is delicious, or whole corn kernels mixed into the polenta, lovely. Give this a zhuzh. For this dish, I like to heat it up so we have a red sauce and a green sauce that's nice and warm. Here's what they should look like when they come out of the oven. I know. And then on top of them, we put some pickled onion. And all I did to this was add some lime juice and salt to some very thinly sliced red onion. I know. And then a little cilantro if people don't have an aversion to it. So the 2 sauces go down on the plate first so we don't cover up the beauty of the relleno itself. And you try and maneuver your peppers into it. And then the big finish, a little bit of Mexican crema across the top.